6 months ago, I started following a carnivore diet, cutting out any food that wasn't meat. 3 months ago, I restricted the diet even further, cutting out any meat that wasn't beef. Many carnivore advocates get the majority of their calories from red meat, while others use it as their only source of fuel. Beef has more micronutrients than any other food, so it's a good candidate for making up the foundation of your diet. Red meat is the least common food sensitivity, so eating it alone should cure any dietary ailments. I want to know if switching to an all-beef carnivore diet can improve my physical, mental, and emotional health, transforming me into a super sapien, or if it's going to crash my testosterone and destroy my heart health. If you're going to start a new diet, especially one this extreme, I highly recommend you monitor your blood work throughout the process, which is made very simple and easy by this video's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked delivers a variety of health tests directly to your door so you can monitor the blood markers that are important to you. You collect your blood sample through a simple pinprick when you have your blood sample and ship it to the lab using the prepaid shipping label. A member of Let's Get Checked medical team will contact you about your results. Click the link in the description below this video to see the variety of tests that Let's Get Checked offers and use the code RIMMER20 to save 20% off your first order. My expectations for the carnivore diet were quite high, and it started off by setting my scale to a new low. I started the carnivore diet weighing more than 202 pounds, and after one day I dropped almost 4 pounds. By the end of the first week I was down 6, and at the end of the first month I lost 14 pounds, where my weight remained relatively stable for the next 2 months as I continued removing additional animal products from my diet. By the time I reduced my diet down to nothing but beef, it was so difficult that I decided I would fast for an entire week, where my scale hit a new all-time low of 182 pounds. I stayed in the 180s for the next 2 months while eating as much beef as my appetite desired, but in the last month my weight's been climbing back up to the highest it's been since the first day of the carnivore diet. Gaining weight is the opposite of what most people expect from a diet, but it's not always a bad thing. We'll see if the weight that I'm adding is muscle mass when I get my final DEXA scan to measure my body composition, because the scale started its climb just a few weeks after I got back in the gym. After months of outdoor workouts during the lockdown, I finally found a private gym to work out at while I waited for the commercial gyms to reopen. In 7 weeks, I added 5 pounds and 3 reps to my bench press, 15 pounds and 4 reps to my squat, while my pull-ups remained stable at 23 reps despite gaining over 10 pounds. Despite having no caffeine or carbs to fuel me during the workouts, I haven't felt this motivated in the gym for years, and my body's feeling great, especially now that I learned I can resolve the carnivore cramps by drinking bone broth and restricting my salt intake. The strength gains are reassuring me that some of the weight gain is coming from muscle mass, but I'm still squatting 315 pounds for 3 less reps than I was before starting the carnivore diet. It is possible to build muscle without getting stronger, and to gain strength without pushing more reps. We'll evaluate my final muscle size through a body scan and my strength through a 1 rep max test after adding a few more animal products back into the diet. But the appetite suppressing effects of the carnivore diet may have finally run their course. The gyms were still open and I was following the same training program during the first month of the carnivore diet, but I was 10 pounds lighter than I am right now. I was losing so much weight during the first week of the carnivore diet that one day I decided to measure out 3,800 calories, which is below my maintenance level according to my metabolic rate test, and by the end of the day there was still a third of those calories remaining. If I wasn't measuring my calories, and I'm not on most days, I would have went to sleep without eating. Fast forward 5 months to when I'm starting to gain weight, and I tracked my calories again to learn that I was eating over 4,500 calories, and I could have easily kept going if I wasn't shocked to see how high that number was. I'm sure there were days where I ate way more than that. As my cravings for other food are diminishing, it's seeming to be balanced out by an increasing desire for beef. I thought having less variety in my diet would make me want to eat less, but these steaks must just be so delicious that I can't help but have more. Or maybe I can't satiate my appetite because my diet is lacking some micronutrients. If we eat enough calories for fuel, but not enough vitamins and minerals for essential bodily functions, then we're still going to feel hungry. Red meat is the most nutritionally dense food on the planet, and eating the animal nose to tail provides me with an even wider variety and higher concentration of micronutrients. but still not everything that health officials recommend we consume. My appetite might have started increasing after 4 months because I finally depleted the nutrients that my body had stored. I'm adding new animal products back into my diet to learn if they can reduce my appetite, optimize my performance, and address some of these deficiencies which may also be affecting my productivity. I was really hoping that the carnivore diet would address my chronic procrastination and cure my self-diagnosed ADD, and early on, it actually seemed to be working. My productivity was slowly increasing during the first 3 months of the carnivore diet, but has been steadily declining ever since. When I started the carnivore diet, I could focus on a single task for an entire day and stay productive for months. Now I can barely focus for an hour and I'm getting done a fraction of the tasks. Beef is low in vitamin E, and grain-fed beef has a bad omega-3 to 6 ratio. Both vitamin E and omega-3s are linked to brain health and stored in body fat, so it's possible that after several consecutive months, I've finally depleted my reserves and I'm suffering the consequences. We'll see if adding fish back into my diet can give me some brain gains before taking my final executive acumen battery to measure my intelligence, focus, and memory. But the drop in productivity and focus may be more psychological than physiological, because I've gone 6 straight months with carnivorous vigilance and haven't had one single day for gluttonous indulgence. Last time I went on the carnivore diet, I lost so much fat and got so productive that I couldn't wait to get back on the diet and try to reclaim these benefits for life. What I forgot was that these 3 weeks of progress left me feeling so burnt out that I left the country for 2 weeks. Like muscle gain, brain gains may require bursts of exertion followed by periods of recovery, which I have not been able to fully embrace. No matter how much the cravings diminish, I can never fully relax because I'm always devoting some portion of my mental energy to avoiding life's daily pleasures. I was hoping the carnivore diet was going to turn me into a human task executing algorithm, but the longer I go, the stronger I feel the need to relax and recover. I could cheat on the diet, but I don't want to risk the return of the overwhelming cravings that made social gatherings a painful experience. A social life is critical for our health and energy. Even a soldier exhausted and starving from battle can restore their energy when they hear a funny joke or a rallying speech. We are fueled by the people around us, and on a carnivore diet, you're mostly on your own. People who join you are likely to quit, and talking to your friends about your diet is the quickest way to make them your enemies. This diet may very well cure some disease, but it is cancer for your social life. Last week, my parents spent 8 hours traveling to visit for my dad's 60th birthday and spent 2 days worrying that their enjoyment was causing my suffering. Friends feel bad ordering food and drinks when the best I can do is a sparkling water and the occasional steak if the menu allows. I am increasingly on edge in every social situation and get very easily annoyed with people or frustrated when things don't go exactly how I would like them to, and having an overall hard time enjoying myself. We'll find out exactly what's happening when I get my final personality test. These 6 months have been the strongest test that my willpower has ever faced, and I'm confident that I'm going to come out of this experience with more discipline than ever, while this diet is teaching me how to identify things besides food that affect my health and performance. If you're someone who suffers from a disease, then this diet is great for eliminating food as a variable so you can find the root cause of your ailments. If you are going to try a diet that's this extreme, I highly recommend monitoring your blood markers throughout the process, which Let's Get Checked allows you to do very simply and easily. Click the link in the description below this video to find some of the health tests that Let's Get Checked offers. I'm still waiting for the results from my blood tests, but after 6 straight months of a carnivore diet, there doesn't appear to be any catastrophic consequences. But after 3 months on an all-beef diet, there also doesn't seem to be any obvious benefits. This diet is great for building discipline, but I get energy, joy, and creativity from novel experiences, and the monotony of this diet is draining all of them. Adding more animal products back into the diet will relax these constraints and may help replenish some of the nutrient deficiencies. Maybe adding alcohol, caffeine, or some other vices might restore some of my joy for life. But that experiment is going on the back burner until I get the results from my final health test, which I've been mentioning throughout this video. If you want to see these results and learn how each new food that I introduce affects me, then subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'm excited to continue sharing this journey with you.